Χαίρετε.
Oh, now
Ah,
I see you.
nice.
Very nice. Okay, after that I say Kalimera, Kalispera. I think that it that stop with my
That's
Greek.
perfect.
I I love Greece. I love Greece, really, really.
Have you been in Greece?
And yes, yes, for holiday.
Oh,
And in Mykonos
mm-hmm.
and Sami and one other place that I don't know, I don't remember the name, but very beautiful. I have loved it, and it's so typical. And for example, I prefer Santorini respect to Mykonos because it's more natural, not is fake. So
Yes.
Santorini more for tourists in the end, no? And I love it. Okay, when I say Kalimera Kalispera, I
You
remember.
remember, yes.
But to stay at home now. But okay. And where do you live in Greece?
In Athens.
Okay, okay,
Actually,
beautiful.
I have two homes. One is in Frankfurt in Germany and one is in Athens in Greece.
Wow, wow. And this is the place that in the past you live when you stay, when you will be a little
Yes, I've been
Christina.
born in Athens and I've been raised also here. And after my studies, I went to Berlin to study at the University of Arts there.
Yes. And you like Berlin?
Yes, I love Berlin.
Yes. It's
It's one of my favorite cities.
yes. And it's so good for the music.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of variations.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I want to start with my question.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one is when start your passion for the opera?
For the opera, you mean studies? When I started studying opera, when I was
Yes.
19 years old. Although I've started studying music when I was 5 years old,
Mhm.
with the opera singing, it's wiser, I think, to start in a more mature age. So I started when I was 19 years old, and I also studied musicology at the University of Athens. And then I won the Maria Callas scholarship and went to Berlin to do my master on opera singing.
Wow. And do you feel this in the air, the mito of Maria Callas because she was Greek. You are
Yeah.
Greek.
For us Greeks, we are very, very proud of her, and all the singers, we feel a connection with her. Actually, this scholarship I won, it was initiated from her direct for Greek students who want to study abroad opera music. So I'm very grateful to her because she gave me this opportunity. And of course, I think the responsibility is a little bit heavier for us, the Greeks.
Yes. But it's beautiful because every person, no, for the opera talk about Maria Callas in
Yeah.
the end, no? You can speak to about opera without Maria
Yeah.
Callas. It's
No, no, no.
impossible. And this is so beautiful. And when I don't know, when you think about, because you are soprano and Maria Callas are soprano, for you was important Maria Callas when start to study? You, I don't know, she is your point of focus when start to a new rule. For example, you listen to Maria Callas when you start a new opera.
I'm very fortunate to be able to sing some common repertoire especially from bel canto. I have sung Lucia di Lammermoor, and I recently did my debut as Violetta Valerie in Hamburg. So I believe that her interpretation, especially the musical interpretation, is one of my favorites, and I think one of the tops. So I always listen to her, and I always find things that I like, and I try also to do in her recordings when I study a role.
Yes, absolutely. She in this repertoire was incredible, really
Yes.
incredible.
And really,
Yes,
I remember the first time I did Lucia, I felt the responsibility, it's a huge role, and it's a very important role. And Maria Callas has put her sign on it. So you have to be very careful. Of course, everyone is unique, and you should never try and just imitate someone else. You should give your own heart in the role, but it's a great inspiration.
yes. Yes, I understand because you are Greek and you feel more, I think, this, but every singer see a Maria Callas so inspiration in the end,
Yeah.
you know. I listen she for interpretation because she changed the world of opera in the end, I
Yes,
think, no?
totally. And thanks to her, we listen now to operas that maybe they would have been under the sheets.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And she was very hurtling, no?
Yeah.
She used a lot of. For you, it's more important technique or art.
I believe because I'm a coloratura soprano, and the coloratura sopranos, they use a lot of technique in order to sing all these fireworks. You should be very, very careful. Of course, you have to have a nice voice, a nice sound, and the sound is beautiful when you use the right technique. But I believe that if you don't put your heart and soul in it, it's not interesting. So
Yeah.
I think that it's more beautiful, even it is not 100% technically correct, but it is really with the soul, the music, it's more interesting than to be like a machine and sing everything perfect, but not to feel that.
Yes. Yes, without the soul, in the end, no?
Yeah, because in the end you go to the opera in order to gain some experience. If the singer uh, is not able to transmit goosebumps, it's you go there and just listen with your mind. It's not the same.
Yes. And what is your favorite characters? Which is your favorite composer? And which is your favorite opera?
Uh, I always say that my favorite opera is the opera that I sing currently because I cannot choose. It's really right before the lockdown. I sang Violetta Valerie, and I was really mesmerized from this role. It was one of the best experiences in my life. I love this role. I want to sing it a lot of times. And I love the writing, the composing of Verdi, because the way he composes for the voices is so natural. It's like he knows exactly how to warm the voice of the singer in the first act, how to give it space in order to express all of the lyricism, especially most of the times in the second act, and then the drama that comes in it, it comes very natural. For the voice. Also, I saw that in Gilda and Rigoletto, the way it is written, it comes so beautifully, and the voice is prepared to be in the perfect form.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And okay, how will you define your voice? For you, your voice now and when start? It's changed the voice, no?
Yes.
What do you feel about it?
So as I told you, I started practically with the role of the Queen of the Night. I've sung it more than 200 times in 15 different productions, pretty much all over the world. So I started from a pure coloratura soprano, and I saw a change in my voice, gaining a more lyrical color. So I now the type of my voice is a lyric coloratura. So I saw that the voice now gained more in the middle and the last the more low
Yeah.
register. So it opens because the strength of my voice is in the high notes, but in time it gains more body and more in the low register too.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah, I think that it's normal that the when sing with the time, the center it's more strong, no? It's more
Yeah, and I
right.
noticed that singing the Queen of the Night, it's very beautiful, but when you do that all the time, because you gain a label here, and it says Queen of the Night, and all the casting directors and everyone uh, believes that you are this and cannot think what else you can sing. So I always say this role is like James Bond, because they all identify you with this and they cannot imagine you in another role. So my voice wouldn't do the progress I wanted to do when I was singing only this role. And from the moment that I started singing Gilda, Lucia, Amina, Violetta now, Manon, in this, it has a rapid change. It's very impressive how this kind of repertoire helps you to grow and be even bigger, or to gain more lyricism. It's really nice.
Yes, absolutely. And how do you deal with a new rule?
So I always read the libretto first in order to understand the story, and simultaneously when I start learning the notes, I also start to do my own research on my role. So I read again and again the libretto from different approaches. I try to find past events, and I try to connect all the pieces of the life of my character till the moment I am on stage. If this is not comes from the libretto or from the director, I try and do my story in my mind, because I believe that in most cases our childhood um, changes us a lot, and it's it's the power behind our choices we do when we are adults. The same applies also to the roles. So, for example, in Violetta, when you know that she had a very difficult childhood, that she wasn't loved from her parents, she practically had no parents at all, you can really explain a lot of her choices when she was adult. And if you know these things, it makes you be more, not be in the surface of the role, but be really deep in her soul. Yes.
Yes, I think that it's the most important things that you do in the opera in the end, in the for the character, no? Because if
Yes.
don't is deep, is it's the same to other interpretation. It's the same to one other, no? But it's special
Yeah.
because it's you.
Yesterday, I had a conversation, a private conversation with a very famous actress here in Greece, and we were talking about these things. And she was telling me that it is very important to go vertical in the role. And I think when you do that, in the end, you are this thing. You don't need to think that you interpret this role. When you are on stage, you are Violetta or you are Lucia, and you just then let the music speak from your soul.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, okay. The life on the stage, it's so different respect to the life of normal life, no?
Yeah.
Uh, how do you feel about this balance? What do you think about this?
Yeah. When you're an opera singer, as you said, you had a much different life. You need to do a lot of sacrifices and you need to be prepared for this. You need to be very flexible as a person to the changes. You change home all the time. You change colleagues all the time. Uh, you change countries and sometimes also, I remember when I went to Australia, it was the first time for me that not only the change of time, but the change from winter to summer. And this is also very important for your instrument because it's very delicate and you need to get to know yourself better in order to help yourself accommodate easier to this kind of changes. One other thing that it's very hard and difficult for a lot of people is that you're not all the time with the people you love. You travel, so you may be in a relationship or you may have children, and sometimes to be apart from these people that you love. And but in the end, when you're on stage and you're experiencing all these beautiful moments, you feel that it was a good choice for you. But in order to do this life, I believe that your soul must be in fire for expressing. My the reason I do this profession is because I have a lot of emotions in me that need to be expressed. And that gives me a balance because I express all these feelings on stage and it gives me a balance in myself.
Yes, yes, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful because in the end, you stay you stay you only in the travel. You feel a lot of this, but the sacrifice when you go in the stage, yeah, that it's
Yeah.
okay. No,
In the beginning, I was very afraid of being alone. I was always used to be with people. So when I started this profession and started traveling a lot, I was very afraid because I would have to be alone for a lot of time. But then I realized that this gave me the opportunity to read a lot of books, to do a lot of yoga and meditation, and to get to know myself. And now I cannot live without it. I need some time alone, quality time with myself, because it makes you a better person, really.
Yes, it's beautiful. Know more yourself, no? Know
Yeah,
more
exactly.
yourself.
And
Yes.
when I started doing the auditions, I I tried to understand what is the thing that makes a casting director choose this singer than the other singer. Because in the auditions I used to go, the level was very high, and there were a lot of singers who were singing very good. So I believe that when a singer wants to be on stage, he has to know what is the thing he wants to say as a person. You have
Yes.
to have something to say. There are 2,000-3,000 of people on the audience, and they are in silence, and they're listening to you. What do you have to say to them? In order to know that, you have to know yourself. And there are a lot of people who are going into they're coming in life, and they die and they go, and they don't know who they are. They don't know why they're doing the choices they're making. And it's very important, especially for the singers, if they want to make a difference, to know themselves.
Yes. Yes, yeah, and this is good for comparison, because if you start to comparison with other, it's
Yeah,
the end, because one that is sing, I don't know, the height note better than you, and there are one that is more strong in the stage, and but when stop it with comparison and know yourself, this is, I think that it's very key for be a good
actually,
artist.
you have to understand that the comparison is with yourself, in order to get better day by day. It's, of course, it's very nice to know what happens and get inspired from other singers. But if you stopped compare yourself to other singers, it makes a lot of space for you to discover your uniqueness. Because in the end, we're all unique, and that's a way to be also irreplaceable if you are unique, because no one can be you, and this is your greatest power.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that these words can inspire a lot of young that see the direct, and I think it's very good advice. And one other advice that can you give to the young that want to be a opera singer?
I always say a quote from Theodore Roosevelt: keep your eyes to the stars and your feet on the ground. That's very important for us singers. You always have to believe in your dreams. You're going to get a lot of rejections, and a lot of people, they're going to tell you that you cannot do this. But you have to believe in yourself, and in the same moment, you have to be on the ground, and not let the success um, make you fly over the things. You have to be grounded.
Yes, don't stop for the comments, the other people. Go and work,
Exactly.
hard work.
And if you trust yourself, and you trust also your instinct, you know in the end what you can do and what you cannot do. And if you are
Yes.
always doing your best to do what you can do, it doesn't matter which is the result. You did your best. That's the important thing. And I believe that
Yes.
if you really persist and believe in your dreams, there's going to come a time that they will be realized. They will be
Yes.
uh, they will be true. For me, one of my dreams that got true, I was in a small theater singing, And I was living in Dresden, and I was passing by the Semper Oper. It's the big state opera of Dresden. And I was telling, oh my God, one performance here. I want to sing one performance here. And after some months, I took part in an international competition in Vienna, and I won the first prize. And there was a person in the audience who came afterwards to congratulate me, and he told me, congratulations, I believe you're a good singer, but I'm not a musician myself, but I have a friend who is a very good musician, and if he says that you deserve that and you're good, I can help you if you want. And I asked, who is your friend? And he told me, Zubin Mehta. And I was like, my God. And I found myself a week after to be in Munich, having an audition for Maestro Mehta. And he asked me, where are you living? I said, in Dresden. Oh, you're singing at the Semperoper. I said, no, Maestro, I'm singing in a small theater there, but you should sing at the Semperoper. I would like that. And he said, if you want, I can speak for you there. And I said, that would be ideal. And he wrote a recommendation letter for me, and they called me for an audition, and that's how my career started. And I believe that if you don't let other people tell you what you can or cannot do, and just believe in yourself and do your best, the time will come that your dreams will come true.
Yes, it's beautiful, beautiful story, and every person, I think that we need to be metal person in the life, in the career, was very wow, incredible, this story, really.
Yes, and afterwards we did so many concerts, and I sang also Gilda in Florence, in Israel, in Athens. He was like my mentor in the first years of my career. He always wanted to know how I'm progressing. I got him invited to my to my um, I forgot the word when I got married. And it was also the first time I sang under his baton the arias from Lucia, Violetta, and Donna Anna. It's amazing to be next to him.
Yes, it's so beautiful. I want to say thank you very much for this conversation. You are a so sweetie person, really. Was a pleasure. And save the direct. You
Mm-hmm.
can save the direct. And after we can put on part in the OperaLife
Yeah.
USA.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing. I want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
That's
much. And it's really very nice what you're doing, all the work you're doing at OperaLife. It's really nice, very important for us singers and people who love opera. And congratulations.
Thank you very much. There are a beautiful team that work a lot, but the important is we work for help the new generation to know this beautiful art that it's opera, and I hope that every singer can use OperaLife in something way, because not is for us, but is for every person
Everyone.
that artists, and this is. Thank you very much. I want to say
Stay
thank you.
healthy, stay at home, and we will get over it. We're all in this together. And
Yes,
we will meet
absolutely.
again in the opera houses.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And I hope that we can be in our magazine in the future, in the next publication. The nothing. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Grazie, Ligo. How to person
Oops, you just posted your Instagram live publicly and you forgot to save video. I'm here to tell you. Okay, listen up, listen up. First off, don't panic, okay? The tip I'm about to give you, I have done before, and not because I forgot to save it. You don't have to rewatch the whole thing. You'll know if it's still live. You can see that bar up top, all right? So first, make sure that the live is actually saved and loaded, okay? That's the first step. The second step is to full live video has CBS, κατέβασε το app. Η Boot και έφαγες.
Let's start with stories. As a general rule, saving stories on Instagram is actually really easy. Though Instagram was originally testing a feature which would allow screenshot seems easy enough.